Broncos taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be piloted by their veteran quarterback, standing 6'4". It's Ryan Tannehill.
A terrific athlete, started at wide receiver before becoming the starting quarterback at Texas A&M, and also took his studies pretty seriously as well. He was a biology major at Texas A&M, planned to become an orthopedic surgeon, but being the 8th pick in the NFL draft, that paid just a little bit better.
Taylor is the ball carrier.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
A gain of 2.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 17 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week to pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
From the 27, Tannehill. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 57 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They'll run for the first time with Tariq Cohen. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Draw play, Cohen. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield.
Cohen's the ball carrier. The tackle.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. George Kittle, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive.
The kick is good.
And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos.
Makes the score.
That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Jaguars take over 1st and 10.
So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And they'll be let out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line.
Number 28, the ball carrier.
Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
On 2nd and 11 now. Tannehill, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Got a man. That's Rashard Higgins.
Tannehill's pass.
And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the 1st down.
Then we got to give a little tip of the cap for the defense there. Zone coverage, locked it in tight, made it really difficult because they tried the crossing route against it, and it worked for a completion, but you have to know where the sticks are on 3rd down. Didn't get beyond them, no pickup. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line.
Carried by number 28.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
2-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line.
Number 28, the ball.
Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here.
The quarterback on the scramble.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Eluding the pressure right. Man open, that's Henry Ruggs. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 2 1st downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like a Jaguar was able to cover this thing, and so Jacksonville will keep control. Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Room to run past midfield. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up.
But earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
That's good.
12 yards there and a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
They'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
Ryan Tannehill.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
At the 34-yard line.
They'll fake it. Now Tannehill completes it to the tight end Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now with shotgun handoff to Cohen. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Down at the 43-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. Open man is Higgins. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 34.
Tannehill now to throw.
The pass.
It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Now, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And his throw is incomplete. Trying to get it to Tariq Cohen out of the backfield. 3rd down here.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Jacksonville's pass defense holds serve. 4th down.
Tannehill's pass.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. A 55-yard attempt, normally you'd say well within his range. A little surprised he came up short.
And he knew it immediately, didn't he? They are so calibrated, aren't they? They can tell the touch, the feel. When they put the foot to the ball, whether it's going to be good or not, he knew immediately he didn't have that one. And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 11 yards there, 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the 2nd.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. And this one through the uprights and good. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And a long run there in the end to top it off. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. They'll run with Taylor. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Tannehill.
The Jaguars.
This pass complete to Higgins. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
That's good.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
1st and 10 at the 30.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers. That meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Their own 19-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. There have been points on the board. We just saw back-to-back touchdown drives. I love it. I'm high-fiving our statistician, Christian McLeod, and you're angry. You're a defensive guy.
If you met one of my defensive coordinators, God rest his soul, I'm surprised he isn't in this booth right now wanting to really take you on. This is not football the way he sees it. He wants a good old-fashioned kicking game, defense, field position, and we're getting an up-and-down-the-field game here.
I'll take him. Where's his tombstone?
Boot Hill, baby.
That one good for 33 and a first. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
3rd down and 12.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he is going to have a Jags 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
1st down, Jaguars.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target. And it's 3rd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
On play action, they'll throw. And he comes back with one complete. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Jaguars have moved out in front. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it? Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken about 7 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Now a first down throw, Tannehill. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. To try again after the sack. Tannehill to the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. They tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Out of the gun, running with Cohen. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis, where it was the Colts who were able to come away with the home victory. Jameis Winston, excellent in the victory as his guys moved to 3-1 after 4 games. From there, we're off to check out another game, and you can see they trail in that matchup against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Baker Mayfield with a couple of touchdown passes. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Houston Texans. 14-10, the final. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. So the halftime break behind us, and we are back underway with the third quarter of action. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
So here are the Jaguars to take over on offense. They're trying to get back on track. They had the loss last week to the Dallas Cowboys. The good news, they've got the lead right now.